Hi, this is Jack Stanley, and I want to talk about old friends. You know, old friends are like old wine in many respects, and we cherish it and we enjoy it. And when they're gone, there's not much left to enjoy, and you treasure every little memory and taste, as it were, of their memory. And it was my fortune in my life to be surrounded by lots of fascinating, bigger than life people. They were singers, they were entertainers, they were, repairmen, they were opera singers, they were this and that. But each and every one of them had this unique quality that was so far away from what you might call normalcy, as it were. I always remember one of the people I knew years ago. His name was Danny Hayburn. I loved Danny. He was a sweetheart. He was a fun guy, big guy. I must say, he must have been about 400 pounds. And he was big, he was tall, and and he would go to a restaurant. And he was a big guy, and he'd sit there. The waitresses would look at him and say, "What will you have?" And he looked at them and said, "Page 2." Danny always had a great sense of humor. He had a massive heart attack. He survived it. And he lost a great deal of weight, and he was a half a Danny after that. And I remember we got him a fruit basket when he was in the hospital, and he said, "Feed me and I'll follow you anywhere." It's a long time. He's been gone about 25 years now. Long time. But he was a fascinating. He was a huge man, but he had the voice of an angel. God, what a beautiful voice. And I used to listen to him sing and try to emulate the way he would sing. And he used to always tell me, "Jack, you're not a baritone, you're a tenor." And I said, "Okay." And he was right. I mean, my tenor higher range was, especially in my, like a full head tone falsetto, was very good for vocal music. And I got to sing with him a number of times years ago, a long, long time ago. And it was always a fascinating thing to do. Other people I knew, Ted Spangenberg, Ted, oddly enough, will be gone 25 years next year. And he was a fascinating individual, bigger than life, simple. He was as poor as a church mouse. But he was a charming, fascinating, interesting, and bigger than life individual. When you met him, to quote the individual who mentioned Theodore Roosevelt years ago, after you met him, it took days to get his personality out of your clothes. He'd walk in, "Hello!" and he would do his thing, and he had his sounds and his jokes and and do all this stuff. And he put me under his wing years ago and looked after me and taught me. And he was a wonderful individual, and I kind of looked to him as my father in many respects. He'll be gone 25 years, too. Those great wines that I fed off of. And there were many others, many great, fun individuals. Ray Stone. Learned a lot about singing from him, too, and a good sense of humor and how to make the perfect martini. He used to joke. He said when he died, he wanted his liver put into a glass container, and every day, at least 1 or 2 martinis need to be poured into that. And he instructed his wife, Mickey, "You take care of that when I'm gone." It's a sad part about Ray. Ray was about 16 years older than Mickey. And Mickey died. He didn't know what to do. And so for a few years, he just kind of wandered like a ship without a rudder. And then he died shortly after giving me one of the funniest lines I ever heard. He called me right after his 80th birthday. And he said, "Jack." I said, "Hi, Ray." He said, "80 sucks." And then he died a week later. But he was right. 80 did suck. I miss him. Once again, all these fascinating, wonderful people. He used to know all the vaudevillians, and he used to sing and perform with them. And he talked about the fellow who would sing about the face on the barroom floor. And of course, I've talked about Jerry Hines and Franco Corelli. And they were wonderful and neat and fascinating individuals. And I learned a lot from them. And we'd sit around the table and sing songs and tell stories and tell jokes and laugh, listen to records. And I learned from both of those gentlemen. I learned from a lot of people. I think we all do. We all have that wonderful wine cellar of individuals who influence our lives. And you know, I'm at an age now, like all of my friends from the past, that I try to influence young people. I try to be the wine for them. Teach them things and share things with them. And try to be a role model of sorts. I'm a lousy role model, perhaps. But the thing is that I like to be there and encourage people. And I think, once again, we all are like that. We all have our moments. And so I guess I'm just talking about some folks that influence my life. And that's just a few of them, because there's a lot more of them, and I guess I should talk about them another time. Oh, I miss them all. They were an amazing batch of individuals. Or if I could quote Ray Stone, as he used to say, he said they all had their idiosyncrasies. And don't we all? Thank you.